After Duncan's death, the nobles of Scotland begin to grumble among themselves about what they perceive as Macbeth's tyrannical behavior. When Macduff meets Malcolm in England, Malcolm pretends that he would make an even worse king than Macbeth in order to test Macduff's loyalty to Scotland. The bad qualities he claims to possess include lust, greed, and a chaotic and violent temperament. These qualities all seem characteristic of Macbeth, whereas Duncan's universally lauded reign was marked by the king's kindness, generosity, and stabilizing presence. The king must be able to keep order and should reward his subjects according to their merits. For example, Duncan makes Macbeth Thane of Cawdor after Macbeth's victory over the invaders. Perhaps the most important quality of a true king to emerge in Malcolm's conversation with Macduff is loyalty to Scotland and its people above oneself. Macbeth wishes to be king to gratify his own desires, while Duncan and Malcolm wear the crown out of love for their nation. Manhood, for most of the characters in Macbeth, is tied to ideals of strength, power, physical courage, and force of will. It is rarely tied to ideals of intelligence or moral fortitude. At several points in the play, the characters goad one another into action by questioning each other's manhood. Most significantly, Lady Macbeth emasculates her husband repeatedly, knowing that in his desperation to prove his manhood he will perform the acts she wishes him to perform. Macbeth echoes Lady Macbeth's words when he questions the manhood of the murderers he has hired to kill Banquo, and after Macduff's wife and children are killed, Malcolm urges Macduff to take the news with manly reserve and to devote himself to the destruction of Macbeth, his family's murderer. Ultimately, there's a strong suggestion that manhood is tied to cruelty and violence. Note Lady Macbeth's speech in Act 1, Scene 5, when she asks to be unsexed so that she can help her husband commit murder. Yet, at the same time, the audience is clearly meant to realize that women provide the push that sets the bloody action of the play in motion. Macduff, too, suggests that the equation of masculinity with cruelty is not quite correct. His comments show that he believes emotion and reflection are also important attributes of the true man. 1. The fantastical and grotesque witches are among the most memorable figures in the play. How does Shakespeare characterize the witches? What is their thematic significance? 2. Compare and contrast Macbeth, Macduff, and Banquo. How are they alike? How are they different? Is it possible to argue that Macbeth is the play's villain and Macduff or Banquo its hero, or is the matter more complicated than that? 3. Discuss the role that blood plays in Macbeth, particularly immediately following Duncan's murder and late in the play. What does it symbolize for Macbeth and his wife? 4. Discuss Macbeth's visions and hallucinations. What role do they play in the development of his character? 5. Is Macbeth a moral play? Is justice served at the end of the play? Defend your answer. 6. Discuss Shakespeare's use of the technique of elision, in which certain key events take place off stage. Why do you think he uses this technique?